So here we are standing outside the Grand Hotel in Scarborough. It used to be a Butlins Hotel, and I'm going to show you the front of it now. Now you'll look at this and you'll go, oh, isn't that a nice hotel? Well, yeah, maybe from the outside. But let's just zoom in a bit and you'll sort of see the floral display that's not meant to be there. So as we zoom in there a bit, of course you can see Britannia proudly flying their flag at the top there. And as we move across the top, oh look, there's a lovely floral display going straight through the roof of the hotel, into the hotel, and we'll see how close we can get to that later. But just before we do enter the hotel, just to remind you all that for the use of this undercover visit, we will never be showing you any of the faces of the people we're with, and that is just to protect them and their identity, because obviously if Britannia get wind of who we are, then they will make sure that we don't get in. So we're going to make our way, or try and make our way into the hotel now, and we'll be back in just a moment. So we're outside the Grand Hotel now, and these are just a nice view of the window boxes here. That's obviously give a nice impression of the hotel, and then we can confirm this window has been boarded up for about the last 6 months. It got smashed and it still hasn't been replaced. So we're going to try and gain entry into the hotel now. Of course we're not staying at the hotel, but before we do, we're going to pass by a door we just want you to have a little look at. And we're not going to comment as we pass because there's tons of people outside, but we'll show you. So we've made it into the Britannia Hotel, and here the Grand Hotel at Scarborough, and obviously we have to wear a face mask for this, so please just bear with us with the volume. So of course we're in, and already as you walk through the door, look what you spot. Ta-da! It's a typical ceiling, and of course if you have a look outside this window here, I mean, what a lovely view. Concrete all broken, I mean, some of that looks like it's been there for years. This that we're on now is called the Seaview Terrace and Plaza, and it is just basically a nice big sitting area outside with a lovely view of Scarborough below it. Now, the view from Scarborough below it is nice, however we just tried to come out a door that was marked fire exit. Obviously you wouldn't expect it to be open, and we're going to show you what we came across at the fire exit. That is wide open, but well, make your own mind up. Fire exit, yes, imagine trying to get out of that in the event of a fire. I mean, it's not bad. We even walk along here to show you this. A chair on part of the safety netting in the hotel. But as I said, this is the terrace area of the hotel. It's a nice little area. It's about the only nicest thing we can sort of say about it, really. You can bring your drinks out here, you're allowed to smoke out here, and you don't realise that you're actually quite high up. I'm not going to touch the railing because I'll probably fall off, but you get a nice view down of the Scarborough seafront and what Scarborough's all about. Not that busy today, but it's a little bit nippy compared to what it has been. But yeah, I suppose as long as you don't mind sitting out here, it's alright. So we're going to head back into the hotel, but again we're going to tag North Yorkshire or Scarborough Fire Services into this, because we feel they need to know about this, because if they don't know about it, how are they going to know unless something goes wrong? Yes, I'm just going to walk back around here again to this fire exit. It's clearly marked on the inside as a fire exit. Now if there was a fire, and I'm not saying that there's plenty of fire exits in this hotel, because there is, But if there was a fire and people ran towards that, they just would not get out. So we're going to head back into the hotel now, so here we go. And again, obviously we just need to be careful because we are doing this undercover. So we'll be back in another section. So we're sort of standing here in the main lobbyway, and this is what you come up to. Damp, cracked wall, paint peeling off. So we're sat here in the circle area of the hotel. It's the balcony area with the first lot of bedrooms going off. That overlooks the grand foyer. And we're sat outside 145, 146 and 147 bedrooms. And one thing you see, it's right outside the bedroom, is a lovely, lovely thing. Now what's more concerning about that is the fact that not only is that leaking, it's leaking through the ceiling with another 5 floors above it, so that means there's a bigger problem upstairs. Now by any means this isn't the worst Britannia hotel that we've seen. We have seen worse. But then it's a public area. You know, there is no need for it. That would cost pennies to replace. And then we see this. Now I can only assume that that is damp, or the painters have done a crap job. But then we'll go up here to the ceiling. That has wires in it and all sorts, and there's again not been covered. But more shockingly, next to that is another section of the ceiling with water pissing through it. Yeah, we've been on the Grand Circle now. On the right hand side as you come up the stairs, on 139 room we're next to here, and we have yet to see a cleaner, but it's okay because outside 137 there's a lot of cleaning stuff. Also go a little bit further down the hallway, outside rooms 132, 133, 134. You just wouldn't, would you? And if that wasn't more shocking, there's an actual hole in the ceiling. They'll probably call it air conditioning. Now we get to the left hand side of the Grand Circle. Now we get to the left hand side of the Grand Circle, and as you can see, it's a pretty similar story, with some of the plaster up there even cracking right through and going black. But then, as we look around, we think, oh, the cleaners are doing their job, and we see this. Now, we're no health and safety experts, until you, and then we'll a little bit of plaster on the floor, no signs saying caution, and a bag of bedding. But the sad thing is, it's not just there. On the staircases, Here's worn out carpets, dirty carpets, worn out carpets, worn out carpets, and we're not even going to touch the banisters. And here we go again, the next staircase. I mean, it's terrible. And just for the benefit of, to make sure that we're not just making this up, the carpet mysteriously changes colour. Dun, 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 dun. So we're now on the second floor. And here we go on the second floor. You know, and I mean, this is a major hotel with hundreds of rooms, and I mean hundreds of rooms. Even the baby wants to leave. A window on a corridor with a lovely net. Right, wait. That's pretty. Another window frame on the same corridor. And outside room 231. So there's quite a lot of staff on the third floor cleaning and stuff, the bedrooms. So we were leaving floor 3, making our way up to floor 4. And we're between the levels of floor 3 and floor 4. And then we come across this. Now this is an external wall that goes onto, if you can see through the dirty window, the beach. However, no hotel or public building, if that, should have that black mould. It spans the width of that wall. We're standing under the Grand Dome, which is between level 3 and 5. Now, I'm going to show you the Grand Dome. What we can see from here, we have to be careful here because there's a lot of staff hanging around. So, if you look at this, brace yourself. Now that there is clearly a solid balcony, okay? You can walk around there freely. Watch what happens to the gap. It opens up and disappears. We're going to skip 4th floor as well because there's a lot of staff hanging around cleaning rooms or looking at rooms. But this has to be the worst carpet in the hotel. And down here So we're going up the stairs now to floor 5, and it's a flight of stairs. So between floor 4 and going to floor 5, I'm just going to show you this friendly cobweb on the wall, but this, again, it's an outside wall, but watch. Moving up from floor 4 to floor 5. And things don't get any better. We'll turn around. And that's the wall we've just pushed with our hand that moved. So then we're going out under the dome, which we showed you before, which is quite nice. And of course, the collapsing balcony. Now we're going to go back up. A bit truncheon there, just go the wall. This is the collapsing balcony from the actual side, other side of the balcony. We just walked across there. Now when you get onto it, it dips. It actually dips. And then I'm not surprised, because then we look up, and right where is it? There he is. Right where the smoke head is, you can see, guess what? Cracks, and of course water coming from the ceiling. Now when water gets into a smoke head, the smoke head doesn't know any differently, and therefore will activate and assume there's a fire. Again, we'll just have a look here. Now as we go through doing these things, we always imagine things can't get much worse. This is the carpet we were on a few minutes ago. This is going up a staircase. That is just unbelievable. Now we know the stairs get a lot of hammer, we're not denying that, but that is diabolical. And then, as if by magic, so we're going to look down here again. This is the wall before, where the wall moved, and if you look down the gap, look very, very closely, it might be a bit grainy, you can actually see that the plaster and concrete has moved, collapsed, gone. The window frame is part corroded and rotting away around the outside. There's even some unknown substance on there which looks like chips. Well, you can see the window frame is totally knackered. Now from what you've seen so far, we're making our way to the final floor, which is floor 6. And you sort of think, things can't get much worse. So we've just come up the wall that's collapsing and moving. The staircase with holes in its carpet. Just so you can see, we're still in this bit here. And we're going to move up the wall. Now above us is what we can only imagine to be a supporting beam for the roof. If that supporting beam would happen to fall, it has the potential to go 6 floors. So you look at that one and you think, that's not too bad. And then we just go 2 steps. Watch closely, you will shock and disbelief. This is another supporting beam which is quite clearly collapsing in itself. And it's water damaged again. You would then say, well, that's bad enough. But then when you get to the other side, halfway up the next set of stairs towards there, you can actually see that the whole window frame is on the verge of getting ready to come out. The window frame is 50–60% rotted away. And if you go to the top, and if you come to the top, it is absolutely just waiting to come out. That is actually a health and safety hazard. And if we look down, now outside of room 701, which is the suite in one of the turrets, .607 has a door handle. 606 does not. And for a hefty extra fee, you'll get a turret room again. But 703, no door handle. Unlucky if you're in. 614 has a door handle, an electronic lock which probably doesn't work. It has a keyhole, and it has the added benefit of some air conditioning.
Doors closing.
We're now going to put our life in our own hands, and because it's got 6 floors, we're going to use the lift to go down. The list was made by Scarborough lifts. I'm not 100% sure exist anymore. But even the lift's untidy, really. You know, I mean, what's that? You know, it's just basic maintenance. That's the worst thing about it. So before we finish off, we decided to sit on the seat, and we could have chose a better one, really. This is the lobby way. And that's it. So we couldn't get into any of the bedrooms. Some of the bedrooms were open, but there was cleaners hanging around, so we thought we would leave it. But that's it from the Britannia Hotel, the Grand Hotel in Scarborough. We've been in this hotel for an hour and 20 minutes. We've walked in every area. We've been in a staff-only area, and shockingly, we never got stopped or asked once, are we staying at the hotel? Do we need any help? Do we need any assistance? You know, the worst thing about it is it used to be such a nice hotel until, of course, they got their hands on it. And like the rest, some of those 3 and 4 star hotels that used to be 3 and 4 star before these got it, they're now pretty much exactly the same. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll be going undercover at another Britannia hotel very soon. There is just one more bit we want to show you before we head off. So this is the side of the Grand Hotel. going down to the beach. And I'm just going to take a walk down a couple of steps. Now, one of the big problems here is obviously seagulls, and as you can see, if you're in that room there and you decide to open your window, yeah, again, not only you get a seagull coming towards you, but seagull poop. That's of course the tramway there that takes you up and down this 9 million steps, so you don't have to walk. We're going to walk halfway down and show you a little bit of what we mean and the reasons that obviously I think the hotel's slated for, to be fair. You know, I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just in little places. I mean, that whole wall there has been replaced, but it doesn't warrant the issues that are highlighted. I mean, that carpet on the stairs hanging off, it's just an accident waiting to happen. You know, it's somebody could go in there now, deliberately slip on that step, call 999 and say, I've done this, I want to claim compo. Not that we're acknowledging you should do that. Now, this here coming up is one of the most shocking things about this hotel. This is a fire door, 2 fire doors, and we're going to show you the fire door. We're not going up for safety reasons. There's a set of fire steps, and then if we just move over here a bit, that is a fire door that's clearly open, which of course technically shouldn't be. We'll go down here a little bit to a fire door that's clearly covered in bird crap, which in the event of an emergency you don't want to be slipping or worrying about touching that when you're leaving. Brickwork quite clearly collapsing there. Crack across the work, half the drain pipe missing, and then worst of all, ouch, 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 ouch. And of course they evacuate onto here, so you could potentially, if God forbid the fire alarm did go off, have to evacuate the potential of 300-400 bedrooms onto this piece of land, these steps here. You know, out the quickest way you possibly can. That is the motto, is it not? And there's one more little bit here we're going to show you, and again it's pretty much the same story. We can get a little bit closer in this one. I'm not going to get too close, but again, it's another fire door, and you wouldn't want to be escaping out of there in the event of an emergency.